Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam, and today's video will be a Monday Night Football preview. So I'll see where the best bets are. If there's, I got some player props, see if there's anything on the point spread or total or anything like that. But just to give a little bit of a recap of the game, so we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Washington Football Team. So looks like, as you can see on the money line odds here, there's not a great play. So it looks like the only positive expected value play on the money line is the Seahawks at minus 110. But the OddsJam Perfect Line has that at minus 111. So that's not obviously a huge positive expected value there. And if I'm just handicapping the game, thinking about it, I'm putting no faith in this Seahawks team. They were my underdog last week, and they lost to a backup quarterback for the Cardinals. They got shut out 2 weeks ago by the Packers, and since Russell Wilson has come back, he just hasn't looked right. That offense has been struggling, and they sit at 3-7. And then the football team, on the other hand, I don't think is a great team by any stretch of imagination. They have won 2 straight, and one of those wins was against the Bucs, which is a legit good win. So I don't feel great on any of these picks. The OddsJam Perfect Line has it priced at plus 101 for Washington, minus 111 for Seattle. So they expect it to be a close game. And the fact that the only positive expected value is like literally the .01, I'm not touching that money line. So let's see if there's anything on the spread that I think is worth betting. So I looked at this before, and the way you can tell if there's positive expected value is if the best odds here highlighted isn't the OddsJam line. So it looks like there's some positive on Seattle minus 1.5. Looks like the OddsJam Perfect Line has that at plus 102. You can get that on BetMGM at plus 105. Again, not a ton of positive expected value. There's more here with the OddsJam Perfect Line at plus 105. Seattle minus 2 is plus 110. So it looks like there's consistently value on the Seahawks the more you sell some points. So the line is kind of settled at minus 1. But if you get Seattle, and to be clear, there's no positive expect EV on Seattle minus 1. But if you sell a couple points, you get to 0.5, minus 1.5, I should say, minus 2, minus 2.5, minus 3, minus 3.5. And then that's the highest it goes is minus 3.5. But with that said, looks like there's also positive expected value on Washington plus 3.5. So what that says to me is that that's a decent middling opportunity. So, you take Seattle minus 1.5, you take Washington plus 3.5. You hope that it's a close game and that it's essentially a 2 or 3 point game. That's risky business, especially with the odds not being that great. I mean, you're getting plus 105 and minus 162, so there's no arbing opportunity there. It'd be tough to profit with that middling opportunity. So, and looks like the highest positive expected value lands on Seattle minus 3. So the OddsJam Perfect Line has that at plus 127. You can get that on BetMGM at plus 140. I'm not making that an official play. That might be an unofficial play. I might sprinkle maybe 10, 20 bucks on it, something like that personally, but I'm not going to make that an official play because pretty much what I said before, I don't have a ton of faith in the Seattle team. I understand why the odds jump so much getting that field goal, but and the plus 140 odds is definitely juicy. You don't have to bet a lot. I do like the plus money, but I just don't have a lot of faith, like I said, in the Seattle team. The spread on this one is kind of a no touch. I just kind of want to, I don't want to. I feel dumb either way. Like if I bet Seattle and they lose and say, of course Washington won. Seattle's been terrible, but let's say I bet the Washington plus 3.5, and they lose by 4. It's like, well, of course Washington lost. They have a backup quarterback, Heineke, who's been hit or miss. Their defense has been struggling all year, and their skill position players, aside from Scary Terry, haven't quite gotten going the way that they did last year. I'll talk about Antonio Gibson a little bit later. As you can see, I have him up here. They just haven't quite, haven't had the season that I was expecting and that the general football landscape was expecting. So no play on the spread. So going to the total points. Again, what you want to do is you want to find the OddsJam Perfect Line, and then you want to find where that isn't the best odds. So it looks like over 44.5, over 45, over 45.5, over 46, over 46.5, over 40. Under 47. Over 47.5, over 48. So it looks like there's a consistent play on the over, except for when you get to, under 47, it's like 1 point, really not a big deal, between minus 106, minus 105. And then under 48.5, same thing, minus 131, minus 130. But again, this is a situation where, so the highest positive expected value looks to be here, the over 45.5. So minus 120 on BetMGM. The OddsJam Perfect Line has that at minus 131. So it's those 11 points. Again, I'm not super confident in the play. One of my game props was an over on two offenses that had been struggling, in the Browns and the Ravens on last night's game, and obviously there were no points scored. I think the total ended up being 26, and I had the over like 45. So that was bad. That's not a huge positive expected value play, only getting the 11 points. And I don't want to put a ton of faith in this Seattle team. So if you look at Seattle stats, or I should just say Seattle's schedule. Look at the point totals they've put up recently. So this, again, Jaguars, they put up 31. Again, that's the Jaguars. That's just, there's nothing special there. 17 against the Rams in the game. Wilson got hurt. 20 against the Steelers with Geno Smith, which actually isn't bad, but it still would have gone under that 45.5 total. 10 points against the Saints. Again, 31 against the Jaguars, which that doesn't really mean much. Shutout in Russell Wilson's return against the Packers, and 13 against the Cardinals. Every single point total they've had has gone under that since the Seahawks 49ers game. So Seattle is definitely not trending towards the over. Let's look at the Washington football team schedule. I believe they are trending more towards the over. So that would have gone over. That would have been close. The 10-17, no. 24-10, no. The Chiefs game obviously would have been close, but still no. So, again, this, even though there's a small play on the over, it doesn't seem like a sharp play to me. There's a chance, or not a chance, but there's a point where you want to have a bigger difference. And sometimes I do take some that are this small if I like the football reasons for the play. But for me, I don't think that's that great of a play. So again, no play on the money line, spread, or total. And there's a bunch of other stats you can go through, but I didn't see anything crazy on the actual game. But I did find a player prop that I like, and this will be my official play, is this Antonio Gibson under 68.5 rushing yards. So you can get that at minus 115 on BetMGM and DraftKings. Looks like the OddsJam Perfect Line has that at minus 151. DraftKings has it, or they have it at DraftKings BetMGM has it at minus 115. That gives you 5% positive expected value. And if you want to look at the numbers, if you take out the VIG, it gives it about a 56% win percentage. You're getting that at minus 115, which has closer to about 52%. So that's where you see the positive expected value. That's obviously, as you could tell, a much wider positive expected value than any of the game props that I saw, or the spread, anything like that. So that's the math behind it and why I really like it. And there's a bunch of football reasons why I like it. And I have all these tabs up here already preset. But one thing before I do that, I just want to highlight, so this bet has been locked on DraftKings. I did that before I recorded, just to make sure that I had it out there. I know there was a comment in one of my previous videos asking if the screenshots I posted were fake. No, it's not that serious. No, I don't see the point in putting all these pics out here and then posting fake screenshots of it. That's just too much effort. These are all locked by me, and here's some of the futures that I've locked as well. But this is the Antonio Gibson rushing yards one, under 68.5, minus 115. So there's a couple of football reasons why I like it. Number one, I just have Antonio Gibson's stats up here. So I got the number at 68.5, and he has gone over that total only 3 times, and only once since week 2. So weeks 1 and 2, he went over 90 yards, 69 yards, nice. And then the last time he went over that number was against Carolina, where he had 95. So overall, he hasn't been trending towards the over, and he hasn't really been an efficient runner like we saw last year. He's battled injuries all year. I mean, he has a stress fracture in his shin, which he was limited in practice all week, but he officially has no injury designation heading into the game. But he's been hovering around. He got 63% 2 weeks ago, and then went down to 49, He had a fumble last week, and he's starting to lose carries to Jarrett Patterson, and he already doesn't get much passing game work to J.D. McKissic. So, those are looking at the stats of Antonio Gibson doesn't trend towards that over. And this link here on CBS just confirms what I was saying. Doesn't have an injury designation. He was limited participant in practice as he's been all week playing through a stress fracture in his shin. So his last game, he carried 19 times for 95 yards, but he only played 48% of the offensive snaps while losing a fumble. And this suggests here that Jarrett Patterson could receive more of a look. Excuse me. So he's going to play. I would expect his stats to hover around 50%. And then looking at the Seahawks rushing defense versus the Washington rushing offense also shows that there's not a ton of opportunity for him there. So here's the DVOA. What would happen here? Here we go. So this is DVOA for offense. So I'm looking at rushing DVOA. And if you're not sure what DVOA means, it's explained here. It's basically adjusted value over average. So it's basically saying how much better is this unit over the average unit. So the higher percentages, the better. The lower percentages, obviously, the worst. So Washington, I have it sorted for rushing DVOA, is all the way down at 27. So they don't have a good rushing offense. And that's kind of highlighted when you look at Antonio Gibson's stats. He doesn't have an efficient yards per attempt. I mean, he's gone over 4, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which isn't really that great. 4 is good. Over 5 or I'd say over 4 is okay. Over 5 is good. Anything under 4 is pretty bad. And he's been, hovering around 4. And that makes sense when you look at the rushing DVOA. And then if I look at this for defense, so Seattle overall doesn't have a great defense. They're at about, 19th overall. But if you look at passing versus rushing, so they have a much worse passing defense than rushing. So their passing DVOA, 16.2%, which is 25th in the league. And the rushing is all the way at 9th. And negative is good for defense. So they have a good rushing defense. They just get beat through the air. And while Washington doesn't have a great passing offense, they have good weapons. They have Scary Terry's great. I believe they're getting Logan Thomas back. J.D. McKissic is good out of the backfield. Obviously, the Curtis Samuel signing hasn't worked out. He's been hurt all year. He hasn't played at all, so that he's not a factor there. But I think there are enough weapons for this passing offense that I think I'm not expecting a huge game from Taylor Heineke, but I think they'll be more successful passing it than running it. So this is going to be the only play that I have for today's Monday Night Football game, tonight's game. The player rushing yards, Antonio Gibson, under 68.5. And just to confirm the math again, the OddsJam Perfect Line has that at -151. That's what we view as the true line. And BetMGM and DraftKings have that at -115. So I have locked that on DraftKings, $100 right here to win 186. So that's $86 in profit. I like it. I think that's a good bet. Obviously, my 4 picks yesterday haven't gone over well, but a lot of these, since I had that cold streak where I lost 6 straight plays, I've profited every primetime game since then, including going 3-0 on some NBA plays. So the positive expected value works. If you want to look at my total profit, it's been great. I profited $3,300 on positive EV plays. It's going great for me. So I have a lot of faith in this one for tonight. Let me know what you think. You can find me on Twitter at my handle below at Modi_sports. You can also hit me up on email. I try to be as responsive as possible on my email at matthew@oddsjam.com. You can also comment on the YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear feedback. And aside from that, just make sure you're subscribed to the OddsJam YouTube channel. Make sure you follow them on Twitter for some other sharp plays like mine. And that's all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.